Depressions are as much psychological as numeric. Output and employment figures matter, but behavioural changes matter more. As growth returns, gains will start from such a depressed plane that the pre-pandemic output level will not be achieved for years. Unemployment will start to decline, yet from such high levels that hard times will persist for millions of workers for years to come. Numbers aside, behavioural changes will be profound and intergenerational. People will spend less and save more despite White House hectoring to borrow and spend like the good old days. Those days are gone forever. That's an introduction to Jim Rickards' latest book, The New Great Depression, which come out in 2020. And in this book, specifically in the last couple of chapters, he covers psychology in the markets and how you can profit massively from the perception gaps in cognitive dissonance. And it just goes to show you really how out of touch most people are when it comes to the economy and investing in general. I recently spoke with someone in my extended family who's somewhat into investing. He buys different shares and stuff, and he's talking about how Rolls Royce is a great buy right now, purely based on that he believes everything's going to open up again next year. All planes will be flying around like they was in 2019, 2018, and everything will be back to normal. Economy will be fine, and people might have to wear masks here and there, but that'll be about it. Everything will open up back to normal, no problem. I don't know about you, but I can see a lot of things which could burst this bubble that we're in. First one being Evergrande in China. There seems to be even more talk about the US defaulting on the payments back to the Federal Reserve. That's probably unlikely, but you've also got all the social issues, the chance of lockdowns worldwide still that could happen. Hopefully they don't, but governments could say, you know what, we're locking down again. There's a new variant in town and we all need to lock down. You've got a war about to break out with China and Taiwan, potentially. And of course we've got all this trouble, an energy crisis. Well, it's not really an energy crisis, is it? It's a currency crisis. There's too much currency in the system, and there's not enough energy to keep up with the demand. And of course that can cause all kinds of civil unrest, on top of all the other unrest which we're seeing around the world right now. Now, I'm not a massive technical guy when it comes to reading charts. However, it does seem like a lot of the main stocks right now are peaking. They've lost the momentum. Now, that doesn't mean we're on the edge of a crash right now, although it's definitely a possibility. But the stock market right now is so detached from reality. People who are invested believe the only way to go is up. But when you look at the economy as a whole, with all the problems I just mentioned, as well as all the unemployment that we've got now all the benefits have stopped, at least in the UK. Nobody wants to go back to work because they've literally just made probably 30 grand in the past year or so, investing in crypto or investing on the stock market. So who would want to go back to work after doing something like that? And this is going to cause big problems, particularly when cheap money dries up and the markets, crypto and the stock market, specifically the stock market, can't be pumped up any further. Like I say, the momentum's already slowed down. Look at the Nasdaq, look at the Dow Jones, and all these meme stocks as well. I mean, they're going to crash down hard. And when they do, I'm going to be going short. And let me remind you, I'm just some guy on YouTube. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to short the market or anything like that. Whatever you do is down to you completely. But we all know the cognitive dissonance which people have in regards to taking certain medicine and how they're just easily influenced. Well, just think how easy it is for someone to be influenced when they're making loads of money. It's going to feel great. They're not going to go back to work, are they? And this is going to cause fundamental problems, like I say. And the stock market is going to crash back down to reality. If you believe that, then what are you going to do about it? Are you in stocks now? Probably a great time to sell and buy something that's undervalued. Another example of this mass psychology taking place when it comes to investing is the dot-com bubble. Now, I wasn't investing at that time, so I can only go off what other people were talking about. And that is, everyone was investing, everyone was getting involved, everyone was making money. Just the same as when the property market tanked in 2008, all those mortgage-backed securities, when Lehman Brothers went down, that caused, devastation across the world, the Western world. And at that time, everyone was buying houses, flipping them. Oh, yeah, property always goes up in price. But the sad truth is, if you got a mortgage in 2007, you was probably basically married to that house for 7 years before you got your money back. And your plan may have been to flip it within a year, within 6 months. To maybe double or triple your money, or to maybe start off something else, maybe to buy another and do it again. When these things happen, dreams are broken, especially people that haven't had money before. The biggest loss isn't your financial loss, the biggest loss is your missed opportunity cost, because that's 7 years of you stuck in a rut basically trying to get back to where you were. 7 years is a long time to be doing something like that. That's a lot of energy and opportunity missed. And this comes from Thomas Sowell. I highly suggest you check out his work. Incredibly intelligent man. And he breaks down complex economic systems in easy to understand language. You can keep track of what he's saying. And it's Jim Rickards says this as well, to be fair, so you got to give credit to him too. If you're getting value so far, hit the like button. Why not subscribe? I'm talking about this stuff weekly. I'm keeping an eye across all asset classes, so you can stay focused on whatever asset class you're invested in. And when you start thinking of investing this way, your whole perception changes, at least it did for me. You're a lot more efficient with your money, you're thinking things through a lot more, rather than jumping on trying to day trade or just gamble in speculations. And there's nothing wrong with speculations as long as it's in moderation. If you've just made, let's just say, 100 grand, and you can still see it going up, or you still believe it's going to keep going up, and you're fully invested into one asset class, then how devastated are you going to be when it tanks? And this is the importance of being well diversified with different assets, because at least if one asset class goes down, the chances are another one won't go down with it, at least straight away, and it gives you somewhat a point to pivot on. So yeah, just some food for thought there, guys. Can you profit off the perception gap of others? And I'm not talking about conning them, I'm just talking about investing. If you got something from this video, give us a thumbs up, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Let me know in the comments, are you looking at any asset classes right now which are undervalued, because there's very few of them out there. Let us know if you know about any. With this crash that's coming, I'm expecting a few different asset classes to go a bit cheaper before things pick up again. I think after this crash, if the Federal Reserve and other central banks step in and decide to print as much as they can to jack it up as high as they can, then we're definitely onto hyperinflation territory there. Thanks for watching, I'll see you on the next one.